Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 7 trades. Today's date is November the 9th and I'm using my new trigger zones system. I have found what I believe is the magic indicator. That's this indicator right here. I call it the TZ indicator. TZ is short for trigger zones. It really pinpoints the buy and sell entries. The old saying goes, you're going to buy low and then sell high. Just waiting now for the sell signal to go back down. But I am done trading as my daily quota is 100 or more pips. Now once the TZ indicator is placed on the template and with the timing indicator, all the indicators on the top and the bottom, I now call this the Holy Grail trading system, or at least this is about as close as you'll ever find the Holy Grail. Now remember, before I pull the trigger, I drill down the lights from the monthly all the way down. Then I make a decision whether I should be buying and or selling. Once I know that, then I just pop in an arrow here. And then I'm just waiting for an entry point. Now I took these trades before, well actually this one's a little bit after 8 or around 8 or before, and I closed them all out at 10 or before. I usually like to be finished trading between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. So let's see now. Let's see where I got in on this Euro-Aussie trade. Did qualify for a great way to trade, as I teach within the training videos. Could have made a lot more, but as I said, I am happy when I have 100 or more pips, and today I'm only guessing because I haven't done the math yet, but for sure it's well over 200 pips. Got in at this cursor. I closed out, as I said, just being happy with 20 pips. And 20 pips on the Euro-Aussie trade paid $1,480. Keep in mind that this system, the trigger zones, finds the beginning of the up and down cycles within the market. You can easily trade all 3 trading sessions 24 hours a day, and I call that the flow of the market. Once you master that, you're going to find a lot of successful trades. Okay, let's move on to Pound Aussie. Another one I bought. Higher time frame set to buy. So let's see where I got in. Went up and pulled back, and this is what I'm saying by the flow of the market. If you don't catch this one around here, you can easily catch this one right here, and that's producing 43 pips. But anyhow, I took the trade at this cursor. Now it did go against me around 16 pips, not a big deal. And I closed it out, as I said earlier. 2 reasons. A, it was hitting this resistance area. And B, I was just happy locking in 24 pips. And those 24 pips on the Pound Aussie paid $1,774. Moving along to the 30-year bonds. It's at the end here. Another one I bought. Higher time frames was saying to buy. There's the arrow reminding me. Let's see where I got in at. Waited for the pullback. There's the signal right there. Right where the cursor is, I pulled the trigger. Went against me 8 pips. And again, I closed it out just being happy with 44 pips. And remember, each pip is worth $5, so that would be right. 44 times 5. That works out to $2,200. Moving on to the S&P 500. Now, one thing I want to point out is some of these future pairs at 9:30 a.m. right here, and followed by this big red candle. This is the opening bell for the futures market. You got to pay attention around here, or you can certainly turn a winning trade into a losing trade. So always be aware of the opening bell, which is 9:30 a.m. New York time. See where I got in at? And that's another reason why it closed out, other than hitting a top here and back here and back here. Well, you know the way it is. You don't want to get trapped. So anyhow, pull the trigger when there's the signal to buy. Remember, like I said, it's the magic indicator along with this timing indicator. Very, very clear. Buy, close the trade being happy with 57 pips. And those 57 pips at $5 a pip worked out to $2,875. Moving on to crude oil. Love doing futures because they pay a lot more than what Forex does. Here we go, another one I bought. Let's see where I got in. First of all, this one decided, and I knew there was a chance that it could come back down to support area, but it didn't bother me. I knew higher time frames would pull it back up. So, pull the trigger here, closed out being hitting this area here, and just generally overall being happy with 37 pips. Keep in mind, crude oil pays $10 a pip, and that's why you see those 37 pips paid $3,700. Remember, when you're trading, two things. You have to have trade management in order, along with, of course, money management. And keep in mind that futures at 10 or 20 pip stop will not hold 95% of the time. That's why it's very important that you know the direction of the higher time frames. And by the way, the bulk of these trades were taken from my daily trade plan. And if you had the daily trade plan, you could be trading the way, taking trades like the way I'm doing. And of course, maybe not the same lot sizes, but nonetheless, you could still be grabbing over 200 pips a day. So if you don't have my daily trade plan, I highly recommend you get your hands on it. And need some more information on the daily trade plan, just get in contact with me. Let's see. DAX. Be careful with this one. Pays $37.50 a pip, so it's a wild one. DAX 30. Let's see where we got in at. And I knew I wanted to be out before this opening bell, because it already, and I knew that it could come back here to the goal line. But just as easy as coming back, it could have went straight up. So that's the only problem. When I took the trade, everything was saying to buy. Market is very random. Not much you can do about it, except hold on and go in the direction of the higher time frames. Looks like I ended up with, let's see, DAX 30, 120. That's 120 ticks or pips. And I can show you 120 pips or ticks times 30, 750, and there it is there, 4,500. Exactly what you see down at the bottom. $4,500. I love trading DAX, but you have to be super careful. Moving on to the NASDAQ, which happens to pay excellent amount of money, $20 a pip. And look at this opening bell right here. Bang, dropped. It's 180, more than 180 pips. A real lot. Let's see where I got in at. Remember, every one of these trades taken from the daily trade plan. I believe most of them anyhow. And after I drilled down the lights, knew I wanted to buy, waited patiently. There's your buy signal. Bang, get in. And let's see. I closed it out because it was just taking too long to break the top, and I was worried about the opening bell. Not a big deal. Looks like I got around 31, almost 32. 31.5.7, something like that. So around 31 pips on the NASDAQ, paid $6,360. And it looks like the higher time frames are now dragging it back up, which is tradable. Can actually drop it down to the 5 minutes, and I could have traded this pull back up. But as I said many times, I'm happy with 100 or more pips. And I did say earlier it's at least 200 or more. Well, it's a lot more than 200. Today's pips and ticks, I just did the math. It worked out to be 334 pips. And those 334 pips paid $22,890. Another great day of trading. So if your system is not producing on a daily basis like my trigger zones, what I actually call the Holy Grail trading system, and at least that's what I call it, because it works fantastic for me. So right below this video you'll see this write-up. The trigger zone system, I do charge $250 for it. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. These indicators down here, the TZ indicator, will show you the buy and sell points. And that could apply to absolutely any time frame. You know, whether it's the 1 hour, 15 minutes, daily, 4 hour, doesn't make any difference. You can trade any time frame, even 5 minutes and 1 minute. It will show you. It's excellent on the 5 minutes if you love to scalp. And when I say scalp, that's usually 2 to 10 pips, but many times you're going to get a lot more than 10 pips. So anyhow, my trigger zone system has 5 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now, included are 6 MT4 templates. I give 6 of them because as I was putting it together, I made it better, or in other words, 2 other versions, which you're looking at the version 3, the very best. But I included the first 2 versions just in case you prefer that. And also included, well, there's 8 custom indicators and my favorite meter. Now I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. This is all just bonus stuff. Certainly a lot of education to help you succeed at trading. Now there's a lot of ways to trade. I do teach a lot of ways to trade, and that's why there's 50 training videos. My number 1 way is a great way to trade. If I'm not mistaken, most of them were a great way to trade today. Now I'm not going to go through everything here. Put the video on pause, and if you have any questions whatsoever, pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. Now if you live too far, all you got to do is send me an email. Remember, there's an underscore right here. Now I do prefer Skype. If you click on this link right here, we will have Skype connection, and through Skype screen sharing I'll give you a free session, give you some tips and tricks answer your questions. Keep in mind, I do all of that with no obligation to you. Now, if you click on this link right here, you'll see 35 screenshots of all the trigger systems I've been building over the years. So I believe that just about wraps up this video. And of course, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trading video and trading day, happy trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.